Oh my god, Molly, oh god. Alright, so how you guys doing? This is the week of February 27th to March 5th. I weighed in at 193.6. I want to do something a little different this time. I want to add some commentary to my stretching and foam rolling routine I do before every leg day, which is squat and deadlift day. So here I'm starting off with my foam roller. I like to roll out the TFL, which is the tendon or ligament running from your knee to the hip bone. And sometimes when that thing gets really tight, it can decrease your range of motion for the bottom of the squat. Here I have my lacrosse ball. I like to stick that on the piriformis and the glute medius, which helps open up those hips at the bottom of the squat and loosens up any hip tightness you may have. I like to also take the ball and put it on my front hip flexor, and sometimes I'll wiggle around on a tender spot and just hold it there and move my knee back and forth as you see here to just kind of open those tight spots up for me. Then I go to the reverse frog pose and I'll hold that, and I try and keep my back straight and shoot my butt straight back just to create tension in the hip joints. I'll move to the left and right to open up any tightness I have throughout sitting from the whole day at my job. I'll do some variations of the hip capsule movements that you see here just to loosen everything up nice and loose. Here's a different angle of that. And this is also a hybrid of, I think his name's Defranco's lumbar 11 and Matt Ogus's little warm-up that they did a couple years ago, which I really like. So I incorporate both of those. Here I'm just doing some static stretching to just open up the hips even more. Old school butterfly. I used to do this routine back when I did Taekwondo. Here's a tried and true hip flexor opener. I like to move my left knee out over my toes to the left and then move my body over the left knee and chest forward, as you can see from this angle. You'll feel a nice stretch right there in that hip capsule. And of course, switch to the other side. Same thing. Right knee this time is going outside as I bring my chest and my whole body straight over that knee while keeping my hips straight. Here I do the same thing, except I'm on the inside of the knee, moving around to find any tight spots, stretching any areas out that need to be loosened up. And then we move to the other side. Sometimes if you push right here your left butt cheek and flex it, it'll help open up that right hip flexor. Here I have my left leg in front in a 90. This helps stretch the whole glute. If you feel knee pain, keep your toes pulled back into a 90. This right here loosens up your upper back, lower back. Just helps create any limberness that you may need for the later workout. And I don't know what the fuck this thing is called, but it helps my back, so I do it. And I'm going to hit it from another angle and squeeze the glutes. And this is just to warm up my lower back. I do 3 sets of like 10 of these leg swing thingamabobbers. And then this is like a hybrid between an ab movement and an actual warming up the lower back movement. I really like those. This is my pretzel. Help stretch that glute medius and the piriformis. The same reasons why I use that little green yellowish ball in the beginning of the warm-up session. Me goofing off, just hitting a wide squat stance, and then of course some leg swings to loosen everything up. And then we're going to jump into some static stretching, just like back in the old soccer days. A lot of this probably looks familiar to you guys. I don't know, I stop stretching or doing my foam roller whenever I feel the spot is nice and loose. So everyone's going to be a little different. This right here is just to activate my glutes and help push my knees out rather than let them cave in towards the midline. This helps get everything warmed up. And then this, of course, you want to roll your pelvis backwards and then squeeze with the glutes at the top of the movement while using the band to help keep tension against your knees while you push them outward and that will conclude. So enjoy the rest of the video. I added a quick little edit, and if you're watching this, thank you.